I've always had this thing from when I was young that I wanted to take care of people. And that's part of why I started Exquisite Magazine in the first place, because I wanted an avenue where people will feel inspired and will feel seen as well. That when I started in media, I didn't think of myself as a woman in media. And my challenges, I didn't think my challenges were peculiar to me because I was a woman. I just think it was, the normal challenge everybody faces. So I wanted an avenue where I could express myself in terms of, because I love to inspire people. And I just, I don't know why. And I just felt I needed a platform to be able to do that. It's very, very important to learn. It's also very important to get mentors that can, see you through whatever it is you're doing so you can emulate them. Now, media is available everywhere. So you have to be intentional about the media and then you have to choose what works for you. There definitely has to be a rule of law. Defamation of character. A lot of people say, oh, this is Nigeria, this is Africa, they're not gonna do anything. No. But when you see somebody make a scapegoat of a particular blog or a particular journalist, then people will know that this is real. Media is lucrative. When you know how to push the buttons, when you know how to appear as the brand, when you know how to appear as the value. Because whatever it is you do, for people to buy into you as a person, you have to show yourself that you're a person of value.
Yellow. Welcome to the MTN Career Series. And today is about to be fantastic because we're going to have a very beautiful conversation. You know how we do it. We bring you the best guests and we have candid conversations with them. Life-changing conversations. And that's what we're going to be doing right here today. My name is Ria Abdul. Very much excited. Very yellowy. I'm very excited. Today, my guest is such a special person. And she's very close to my heart because she's in the media. So, of course, I'm definitely going to love her. And she's very passionate about women. Now, she is the founder of Exquisite Magazine that focuses a lot on women, and we're going to delve deep into that right here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody come around, gather around, and let's welcome Dr. Tewa Onasanya. Welcome! How are you?
Thank you so much.
High five. I like to do a high five. How's it going? How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
And I said before we start any conversation, I'm going to tell you guys a secret about our doctor right here. Let me tell you guys. Do you know that when she wakes up in the morning, she will document her day. She will write a script about her day. And I'm telling them your secret. And when she comes back home, she will write a journal about her day.
Yes.
Please, what is that all about?
Oh my gosh. It's the way I start my day. After praying, meditating, and things like that, I script the way I want my day to run. So what I want to do, who I want to meet, if I'm having meetings, how I want the meetings to go, and every single thing that I want to happen in the day. Fair enough, it might not happen exactly that way, but then again, something about the day will be as scripted.
Yeah.
It's part of being intentional about how I run my day. I don't want my day to run me. Yeah. And then at the end of the day, even if the day didn't go according to how I have planned it, I write it out the way it was and then write another way I would have liked it to be, and then I sleep in peace.
And that's a lot of work because I was really reading about you and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to start writing, and the morning I write, I want to meet my husband today. And I said, I was going to tell you that joke.
Very funny. So, but the thing is, if you do write it, it could come to pass. And the reason I say could is because if you believe it, because a lot of stuff that happens to us has to be things that we believe. So if you believe you're going to meet your husband today, of course you will. But then again, it might not be the exact way that you're looking for it to happen, but one way or the other, you will meet somebody, because every single person we meet is by a way of us, tuning into that, I'm going to say frequency, and it's probably going to fly over the heads of a lot of people, but it's aligning with what we want. This is not by mistake. This is something that I probably wanted one way or the other. Hence I met Tofumi and things like that. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff that we see in our reality is some of the things that we want anyway. And even though we might not be, I want it now, it will still come. So yes, write it, script it.
I love that. But getting into our conversation today, I know that you are very passionate about women.
Yes.
So I know that in 2009, you started the whole award that will celebrate women.
Yeah.
And you do not just stop with that.
No.
In 2005, prior to to that, you had a tea party where you
Yeah.
organized. I'm sure you forgot it. How
I
does this girl
kept
know
thinking,
that?
oh my God.
How does she know that? So you had
Oh
a tea
my
party where you
God.
bring women together. So
Yes.
it's not something that just
Wow.
started. You
Yeah.
have been doing it.
Yes.
So I want you to take me through it. Like, what has always been it for you? I know you're a woman and you love women, but I feel like the passion is just extraordinary.
I mean, thank you for saying that. I suppose it is. And I suppose maybe it comes from the fact that I am the first of quite a number of girls, with 7 girls. So maybe it comes from that. But I've always had this thing from when I was young that I wanted to take care of people. I wanted people to feel seen. I wanted people to feel heard. I wanted to, I loved celebrating people. I love celebrating as well. So I think it came from that. And that's part of why I started Exquisite Magazine in the first place, because I wanted an avenue where people will feel inspired and will feel seen as well. That's why Exquisite Magazine not only features celebrities or professionals, but it features anybody that is up and coming, that, so that we know that we say to the person that we're seeing you, and you can keep going. One day you're gonna get there, type of thing. So I think it just comes from the passion of wanting everybody to feel good. I mean, I'm not ice cream, I know that. But at least, just letting people know that, whatever you're doing, you are being seen, and you might not be where you want to be yet, but at least, keep going your inspiring journeys and things like that.
Beautiful.
So I guess.
Beautiful. And
Thank
to think
you.
about it, 20 years, over
I know,
20 years.
21, yeah.
Over 20 years.
Yeah.
You've been consistent, and I know for a woman, definitely there were ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
A woman in media, I'm in media, so I know how it is. It's quite difficult for us to put our feet on the floor, to be honest. You've done it for not just 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You've done it for 21 years. How would you describe your journey?
It's been phenomenal. It's been exciting. It's been roller coaster ups and downs. But so first of all, I would like to say this, that when I started in media, I didn't think of myself as a woman in media. I just thought of myself as somebody in media. It was only when I got into the society that I get asked questions like, oh, you're a woman in media. How do you feel being a woman that's a publisher? And I'm just like, oh, okay. That didn't actually register. But, I thought I'm a human being doing what I love to do. So, and my challenges, I didn't think my challenges were peculiar to me because I was a woman. I just think it was, the normal challenge everybody faces. Things with printing, things with, getting the writers, things with interviewing people, going to different places. I thought that was generic to everybody. But, a lot of people were like, oh, you're a woman in media. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, okay, I own it.
Yeah.
I own it. And it has been an eventful journey. And a learning journey as well, because I learned on the job. I'm sure you know from my background that I'm a pharmacologist.
Of course. I saw it. I'm like,
how did that happen? Yes, I'm a pharmacologist. And the reason I'm even a pharmacologist was because I wanted to become a doctor. I said earlier that I wanted to nurture people, take care of people. So I wanted to become a doctor. My A-level grades weren't, fantastic.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, you know what, let me start a degree in pharmacology. And then the first year I would now change into medicine when I get the, a higher grades to go into medicine. But by the time I started pharmacology, I was enjoying it. I was like, oh, okay, the biology of drugs and, knowing what cures what and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, this is fun and interesting. So I stayed on to pharmacology, which I loved. And as fate would have it, I started working as a clinical data manager. In fact, I worked for over 10 years in different pharmaceutical companies. And then I started Exquisite Magazine because, even though I was a pharmacologist, I love fashion, beauty, lifestyle. People used to make fun of me when I go to the office. They're like, you're so well dressed, you're so... And I'm just like, But so I wanted an avenue where I could express myself in terms of, because I love to inspire people. And I just, I don't know why. And I just felt I needed a platform to be able to do that. And then, loving fashion, everything lifestyle, love writing as well. Because when I was younger, I used to write a lot. In fact, I have a few novels that I wrote in primary and secondary school. So I was like, it was a no-brainer. So I started Exquisite Magazine and learned on the job. I actually found a book at the bookshop called How to Start a Magazine. And I read it cover to cover, So I learned on the job. So it's been a great learning experience, because as you grow older, you begin to now see different things about yourself that you didn't know before, and then different things about the industry as well. I'm just like, oh my god, this is what happens, I'll tell you a funny story. When I was about to start Exquisite magazine, I thought, oh my god, because then I started Exquisite magazine in England, and I know that Vogue magazine then used to charge maybe about £10,000 a page. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna, and then magazines had to have 40% adverts and 60% content. So I got home that day excited, and I'm just like, even if I charge £2,000 per page times 40, 80,000 pounds, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, getting excited. I know, right? Getting so excited. Imagine I was 24, 25. I'm thinking, oh my god, 18,000 pounds. I was getting so excited. And then one of my friends that eventually designed the magazine was like, we have to come back to earth.
Calm down.
Yes. First of all, you need to put a pilot out there, see how it works and things like that. So I learned a lot on the job, and I am so grateful for that journey, because the person I am today was formed from all of those, even though was formed from when I was younger. But me learning on the job, not I didn't do mass communication or journalism, but I had to learn and then speak to different people. That's why I tell people nowadays that it's very, very important to learn. It's also very important to get mentors that can see you through whatever it is you're doing, so you can emulate them. Even though if you're not emulating them word for word or verbatim, you're choosing, okay, she's done this, he's done that, let me take that, and then mold myself into that.
Mistakes so far?
Oh yeah, quite a number. We're human.
Yeah. What has been like the topmost for you?
The topmost for me, what would be the biggest
mistake that you
that I've ever,
like, why did I do this?
Actually, I mean, I won't say I regret it, because I look at every failure, for the lack of a better word, as a learning curve. So I won't say it's a huge mistake, but I would say that it's maybe moderate. Okay. So I said I love to inspire, and I'm very passionate about what I do. So one big mistake that I made for so many years that it took a while for me to learn that lesson, is thinking that, oh, it's Exquisite magazine, people want to promote themselves, come and take advert free of charge, come and do your free of charge. I wasn't thinking about the money aspect, and I think that's also attributed to the fact that I didn't have a business background. So it was just like, oh, I love to write, I love the passion. So I didn't think about So it was when I ran out of money. Yeah.
I like the honesty. When you went
exactly. When I went broke, when I ran out of money, in fact, a particular year, I think it was 2006, we couldn't print a copy of Exquisite magazine. A copy we couldn't print. Prior to that, I was working in the pharmaceutical industry. I was earning quite well, by the way. And I was an expatriate in Germany, in Holland. So, I was quite good. So, and then my husband supported as well. So I had, savings. When I started the magazine, if you're my friend, you want to, bring me, come, let's put it, come. You're very passionate. I love you. Bring your advert. So we went,
people will walk over, people will use it.
Of course. And then when you eventually tell them to start paying, they're going to, why am I going to pay?
Like, can you imagine? Why did you change your mind?
Can you imagine? Yeah. So that was one mistake that I made at the beginning. Yeah. And I've not even at the beginning, because it took me years, a long time. I would say even maybe, 10 to 12 years. Wow. Because I still... So another thing, which I'm, very, very intentional about now, is that I also thought that, let the work speak for itself. You don't need to go out there to get the marketing done, to speak to people, to advertise. Another mistake. No, and then another, now I'm remembering the mistakes.
Point out.
Exactly. And then another one is like, oh, let the magazine speak for itself. People don't need to know me. People do business with who they know. If people don't know you, how are they going to say, okay, let me advertise an Exquisite magazine, or I've seen Exquisite here, or I've seen the Eloise here, let me do it, let me be sponsors and things like that. I had to deal with that, because I was like, oh, I don't need to be seen. So I needed to do a mindset rebranding, and a rebranding of myself as well, because I needed to be more out there, even though some people will say that I'm still not out there enough. Even over 21 years, but that's a mistake. And now that I'm seasoned in the business, I speak to business owners, I mentor business owners, and coach them as well. I say to them that be unashamed about your business and go out there and push it, and don't give anything for free. And what I know now, I
love that. Let's take that again. Don't give anything for
Don't give anything for free, because your vision or your passion is meant to serve you. It even says in the Bible, I made Bible references because I'm a Christian. Your what's the word exactly? Your work is meant to serve you. Oh, I've forgotten the exact word in the Bible, but whatever it is you're doing is meant to serve you. That's meant to be your livelihood. So you giving it away free, it's not being nice. No, it's being silly. Because that's supposed to put food, it's supposed to put food on your table. So, I learned a big lesson doing that because like I said earlier, when it was now time for me to say, oh, you need to start getting paid. I mean, you need to start paying us for this. People are just, but you gave me for free. Oh, can you reduce the pricing? Yes, we can give discounts, but you need to pay because that's what puts food on my table. Yeah. So those are, kind of like the mistakes I made. And, I'm still learning. We're still learning, always learning. I'm very open to learning as well.
I love that, man. I totally love this. Don't give anything for free.
No.
But, so far the magazine has done really well.
Thank God.
What would you say are some of the challenges the magazine itself faced, apart from the fact of the financial aspect? Of course, what other challenges? And as well, I want to know, do you think that it has really had a lot of impact on women?
So in terms of challenges, another challenge we had was printing. So we couldn't get the quality of print we wanted in Nigeria. And then for so many years we were printing in China. Oh, wow. Yeah, we were importing the magazine. Yes, we were importing the magazine. I mean, we talked about failures earlier. The first time we even brought the magazines into Nigeria was when NACO had a strike. And guess what? The magazines were on the tarmac for like weeks. Rain, sunshine. I was like, oh my God, crying my eyes out. So we had that, we had that challenge. So we had the printing challenge, and then eventually we had I think another challenge we had in the past years were to do with some of the writers that we had, because we have a style that we use in Exquisite Magazine, style of speaking, style of writing. So we had to train people to be able to use our style of writing. And it took a while for people to understand that because a lot of people in Nigeria like to write in the American English. And then we had to now, I'm British, maybe that's why. Not to, change the language and, tell them this is how we need to write and things like that. So those are the kind of, challenges that we had. But eventually, we were able to share the story of women to be able to inspire other women. We call Exquisite Magazine the magazine for the unlimited woman because we want you to, once you pick up a copy of the magazine, now we're digital, so once you're scrolling through a copy of the magazine, we want you to be able to see yourself in that magazine as somebody that can thrive, somebody that, can do whatever it is, you desire. And we've achieved that. And we're continuing to achieve that as well. And also what we do and what we're very proud of is, I mentioned earlier that it's not about the celebrities that are known. Upcoming people, Tiwa Savage, before she was known, was on the cover of Exquisite Magazine. Goldie, God bless her soul, before she was out there, was on the cover of Exquisite Magazine. Business women that are up and coming, we put them on the cover of the magazine just to let people know their story and know that, it's a progress thing. So when you see them now, they started from somewhere, and there's a magazine that covered that.
But I was going to ask you this. I know the magazine is digital now.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to know why.
Oh, why? Okay.
I know we're digital now. We're in the world.
Yeah, the world is digital. But thank God we had that expo, so to speak, from God in 2016, 17. And guess what? We decided to, print less and then have an app. It was purely because the dollar went up. And the dollar was 300 and something then. And we thought that was a lot. Because we print abroad. So we needed to be exchanging and things like that. And when the dollar started being, 200 and something, 300 and something, we're like, okay, this is not sustainable. So let's start looking inward and seeing what we can do. So we built an app. So Exquisite Magazine has an app, EM app, on Google Play Store. So we decided to, build an app, and then eventually we were like, okay, so we were printing, before we were monthly, so we were now printing every 2 months. And then eventually we were like, okay, you know what? We're getting into that stage where this was in 2017, 2018, where people are now consuming their news on their phones, on their laptops, on their tablets and things like that. So we're like, okay, we have an app. What else can we do? So we thought, okay, you know what? Let's have a website that is a live document, so to speak. So instead of you waiting for the magazine every month, every day you're going to the website to read a magazine. That's how we started. And by the time it was, 2020, everything had to be digital. COVID,
exactly.
Everybody was consuming their news on their phones, at home, and it was just like, oh, you saw into time. We're prepared for it. You saw into time, and then we became fully digital. So now it's the website every single day, and then we release a digital version every 2 months. Even that sometimes we don't release because the content is there on the website.
But if there's something I really wanted to speak to you about, is about the media now.
Yeah.
So then we knew how the media was. Now the media is saturated. When it comes to style of writing, you are credible. You put the right stories out there. We see so many stories that people write, bad stories, just to get people to check their blogs. Like what the media has turned to now. You being an OG, because I feel like you were there when media was media. I was about to say that.
Yeah, when you were scared to put anything that is not right out.
But right now, it seems like the fake news sells. It seems like everybody
Everybody wants a hit on their website. Everybody wants what do they call it?
The clicks.
Yeah.
Every girl wants to be a presenter. Some people are not called for that. I'm sorry, but I feel like some people are not called to be in front of the camera. But everybody wants to be in front of the camera because they know what they can get from it.
Yeah.
Being an OG, do you think media has evolved to a better place?
So yes and no. I would say it's evolved to a better place because now media is available everywhere. So no, because now you have to be discerning and choose, okay, which media do I trust? Yeah. Do I know that their news are authentic and I can get what I want from it? Because if you decide to just open yourself to everything,
because I feel like it's become very, very toxic as well.
It has become toxic. That's why you also have to be intentional about the kind of media you put yourself in front of, so to speak. Yeah. And when I say in front of you, what I'm trying to say is the type of media you consume, because whatever it is we're seeing out there, it's ministering into our spirit, whether lies or true. So you have to be intentional about the media and then you have to choose what works for you, what speaks to you, because not Exquisite, even though we're mass market, but it's not really for everybody, because some people might see it and prefer other markets, and that's fine, that's okay, because even I'm not for everybody, if you understand what I mean. But we just need to be intentional. And when you see, and this is to individuals, when you see that a particular media or a particular medium is not making you feel good, is pumping bad news into you, you're always getting fake news from them. You're not getting authentic news from them. Distance yourself from it.
That's what I do. I just
need to unfollow. Distance yourself from it, because there's so many to choose from, so many, and it takes you. Sometimes you see news on a particular page. It takes you researching to say, okay, let me confirm this is
because we are journalists, we are media people, we are credible, so we have to do.
We have to confirm, but most people don't. And then next minute you see people put it online, and then next minute people are saying fake news.
And let me tell you something. We're having a conversation. We're talking about defamation, and that is something that I think has taken over the media space.
People
right
think
now.
they can talk about anybody, say anything.
Some innocent people's images. Like you see a news on a blog about a particular person, and you know that this thing is not true. I was telling someone, I'm like, do you think it's high time that the government puts like, if you say something bad about somebody, you'll be arrested?
You get arrested?
No, like what do you want me to say?
They will be arresting so many people every day.
Do you think it's high time for people to say, like, okay, this kind of blog, let's shut this blog down?
If possible, but what I would say is there definitely has to be a rule of law that, if you're, defamation of character, maybe we now need to put the law into place, because there is a law, against that. It's just, people understanding that, a lot of people say, oh, this is Nigeria, this is Africa, they're not gonna do anything. No. But when you see somebody make a scapegoat of a particular blog or a particular journalist, then people will know that this is real. And that needs to be out there even more.
But as an OG in the game, we'll talk about presentation as well. I told you, a lot of people want to be presenters. Everybody wants to be on TV. Everybody wants to be in the limelight. What's your take on that as well?
If you desire to be in the limelight, if you desire to be a presenter, then do the basics first. The basics is getting knowledge, understanding what. Remember, I said that when I started Exquisite Magazine, I went to find a book called How to Start a Magazine. You have to know what you're talking about. It's not about being a pretty face or a handsome face, because if it's all about that, then all of us will be in front of the TV. And it's not about your voice as well.
They say something in Ghana. They said that the face will keep you, but the things you're saying will let them.
The intelligence will let them know whether you stay or not. Exactly. By the time you get in there, and then people are asking you questions or they're saying something, and they're thinking, what is he or she talking about? Even that will not make you feel good. So I say to a lot of people, you can be whoever you want to be, but make sure that you learn. One thing my mom always said to us when we were younger is, your education is your property. Nobody can take it away from you, and you can build on it. So if you're learning, this is, probably why I love reading. I read a lot, and I, love to, get information in. I research a lot as well. This is probably why I do that. So if you want to be a presenter, yes, it's possible if this is what you desire to be, but make sure that you learn on the job. Make sure that you learn before the job and on the job, because you don't know it all. It's not all about speaking English alone, because if it's all about that, I mean, so many people would be. But, research, speak to people. Also, intern with other people. I know some people don't want to start from the bottom. No, they just want to blow tomorrow. Start today, blow tomorrow. It doesn't work like that, because if it works like that, a lot of us would have blown. I mean, a lot of us.
So some of them actually achieve it and blow, and then it waters down. That's because they don't have that consistency, and they don't have the perseverance as well. Because it's not all rosy. You're a presenter. You're a journalist. I mean, is it rosy 24/7? Definitely not.
Do you want to come to work every day?
No.
It's not all rosy. But you have to, pick and choose your battles, so to speak. If this is what you want to do, you must be dedicated. Dedication is important. Consistency as well. Persevering is important as well, because you will meet people who have probably been doing it for years, who are probably as old as your mothers. I mean, I certainly had people who were as old as my mothers, and we're just looking at me like, what's this 20-something-year-old? Who is she? Where? Okay, she has come from England, and then what? Type of thing.
I wouldn't come from England that time.
And
I'm trying to get with this English.
Imagine. And then, that even kind of like almost affected me actually, because I was always like, oh my God, if I go there, they're going to look at me like, oh, she didn't even school here. She didn't even do this. And then, I'm very petite for my size.
The petite media girls are always the best.
We are. I agree.
No. I say it a lot.
We are. And you're thinking, so you have to fight that mindset as well. So if it's something you want to do, if you want to be a presenter, if you want to be on TV, on radio, YouTube, wherever you want to be, just be prepared. And also just, learn, because you can't, you can never, like my mom says, it's your property for life. So when you go out there and you speak to people, they know that you're just not a pretty face.
When it comes to media and money, I tell people, like, we have the OG here, she really tell us, but I'm like, there's no money. And it's really, really sad, because I remember when I came to Nigeria, I said I will host one show, they will pay me 5 million. Look at me today. But the thing is that it's really funny, because in other places, people make money from media.
Of course.
What is it with Africa or Nigeria that the media is not lucrative, if I'm correct?
So the thing is, I strongly believe that it's a mindset thing, and the way that the media has been placed, because in Nigeria, in Africa, and I think in Nigeria and in Africa, because here people believe that I don't need to pay to be in the papers, or I don't need to pay for an advert. I'll speak for my product will speak for myself, kind of thing, or we certainly had a situation where people would be like, why should I pay this much to be in a magazine? Is it not just paper you're printing? You stated
that people were paying Vogue.
Of course, people.
Amount. So
take over. In fact, sometimes even 50,000 pounds a page. Get this: fashion designers paid to be featured in. Wow. Yes, for your clothes to be worn, but they pay to be featured in the magazine. But we didn't have that culture. There's in Nigeria, and I think in Africa, a lot of free stuff are always going, and people, strongly just wanted to do that. One of the challenges I didn't mention earlier, which we had moving to Nigeria, was even the agencies were not paying, we're not paying you when the magazines come out. They would give you like a 90 or 120 days before paying you for the, for the advert you've run in the paper. So I think it's a mindset and a culture thing that needed to be changed.
And all of you that say this thing, I'm looking at the camera, so I hate that exposure thing.
Exposure?
They will kill you with exposure.
Please don't say that, because we offer that sometimes.
I know. You give me, I do exposure for you one. You call me again the next day.
For more exposure.
For more exposure.
So the thing is, there are exposure which is needed. Yeah. And there's stuff that needs to be paid for as well. Now, a lot of people in Nigeria, now it's even changing. 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. You had to, you were forcing people or begging people to advertise in the magazine, to advertise, or even, people, journalists or presenters were being, were begging to be paid, because people were not thinking that, they didn't put that value on media. But now that, and when I say on media, in advertising in media, but now that we see media everywhere, even still, we're still fighting for that spot to be advertised. But a lot of people now understand that you need that media platform. You need, you need your advert to be placed on a platform. You need your story to be told on a platform. So they're now, getting into it now. And even still that, even though the money is not a lot, I mean, in the Western world, you could pay about 50,000 or even 100,000 pounds to be featured in Vogue. Fair enough, they have the reach. Because we have to think about that. So the reach is there, the readership is there as well, the subscription is there as well, which is why it's important that, for people who are starting out, make sure you understand your clients, make sure you understand your readers, make sure you're able to reach them as well, so that you can boast. I mean, we boast of over 1 million readership. That's not because that we're just saying 1 million on paper, but we know that by the time you pick up a copy of Exquisite magazine, somebody borrows it off you, another person borrows it off, so that readership is increasing, and so many people are reading just one copy of that magazine. So you have to make sure that, you're out there pushing the brand that is of value, so that people will want to be on that platform.
But quickly, how do you think we can change the narrative and make media a serious business? Because tell you what, right now I'm living from the jobs I'm doing for media. And I feel like we need to get to a point that it's business. When I say that I'm a media girl, it's like, take it like I'm a lawyer. Take it like I'm a
about the business of media. We talk about the business of media, and a lot of people think that, because of media, let's not talk about it. No, but there's, there is a business behind media. I said earlier that I had to learn on the job. I learned on the job, not only learning about, putting a magazine together, but learning about the business of running a magazine. How do you generate revenue for magazines, or how do you keep the magazine afloat? You need adverts, you need advertorials, you need paid stories. You need to also, we now branched out to doing events as well. Events that are along the lines of what the magazine is about. Those are the ways we generate income. Because otherwise, just selling a copy. In fact, now, do we even sell a copy? You can't sell a copy anymore, because now the world is digital. And when we went digital, it was a case of you either stay stagnant or you move with the times. So where are people consuming their news now? In fact, there was a time we said, okay, you know what? Let's, I'm about to share trade secrets.
I love the way you were share. Let's go.
So, when we started becoming digital, we're like, okay, because everybody consumes their news on their digital platforms and blah, blah, blah. Let's get people to subscribe. Even then, people didn't want to pay for it. Because there's so many news out there. There's so many places you can get fashion, or is it wellness, whatever. There's so many places you can get it from. But we had to now, twig ourselves a little. What extra value do we bring to the table? That's why we have the Exquisite Club. So as anybody that wants to go into media, as a media person, you have to reinvent yourself all the time. So you're able to, sell yourself and make more money. Be the value, so to speak. So people know that, she's the value. When we bring her to our events.
I hate the fact that now everybody say, media is fake life. They don't have money. Do you hear that a lot? No, don't laugh. It's true. We hear that a lot.
So, really? I haven't heard that.
People in other industries like, media people, it's fake life. They don't have money. And
really?
I'm like, people outside are cashing out. Like Hollywood,
maybe they are cashing out. Maybe because they see us looking good all the time. They're like, yeah, right. What's in the bank account? But the thing is, media is lucrative. Let me not say if. When you know how to push the buttons, when you know how to appear as the brand, when you know how to appear as the value. Because whatever it is you do, for people to buy into you as a person, you have to show yourself that you're a person of value. Even if, if it's a magazine or digital platform, your blog or everything, you have to show yourself as a blogger, as a platform of value. And before you can show yourself as a platform of value, you have to identify what your niche is. What are you talking about? Are you just, although the gossip blogs make a lot of money. Because people go to them, don't they? But so identify your niche and just work with it.
I say that even if it's gossip, let the gossip be true. But can there be a truthful gossip?
Can there be true gossip? Gossip is gossip. At least they'll put some stuff in it to make it, a little bit.
I just feel like we need to get to a point where, especially in Nigeria, because we're in Nigeria, that we take media seriously. Like it's a serious business. Like when I tell you I'm a media girl, I'm working.
The only people that can do that are the media people themselves. You go out there and show up like you are running a business, because it is a business. It's something that puts food on your table. So it is a business. And then younger people like yourself, you can start the conversation. Start talking about the media. And part of what we do at the Eloys is that we have these kind of conversations, maybe not necessarily media, but we have these conversations about shining the light on different sectors, so people know that these sectors exist and can be lucrative.
Amazing. So yes, I'm sure you've picked it a lot from what we've spoken about right here. But before we even go into our game segments and everything, young girls that want to get into the media as well, there's a lot of pressure, to look a certain way. That how the ones that we already, like how the talkers look, how the Nancy Simates look, and you're a young person, you just want to get into media, you're trying to put your foot on the, I'm using those two names because like those are like the two, big presenters that, we have now. How can it happen? Like then you see they tend to now start following different ways. Somebody will tell you, you need to have a sugar daddy in order to appear like this. No, but it's true. These are the things that are real happenings. This is real life. What would you like to say on that as well?
The first thing I would say is just map out your course, as in your course in life. And don't look at what every other person is doing, because we all are on different timelines, and what they did might not necessarily be what you want to do. And you see the glory, you don't know their journey. And Toke did not just rise up today. She started from somewhere. Everybody has to start from somewhere. Don't think that today you were born and tomorrow you're going to start walking. It doesn't work like that. You must put in the work. And when I say put in the work, the first work that, young people need to put in is the belief in themselves. You need to believe in yourself and believe what you bring to the table. What you bring to, I said earlier about just not being a pretty face or a handsome face. You need to know that it's more than that. When the doors open to you because you're pretty or you're handsome, what are you talking about when you get in there? What value do you bring to the table? People say I am the table nowadays. No, but seriously, what value do you bring to the table? Seeing other people's successes, you're probably seeing their chapter 30 or their chapter 30. You did not see their chapter 1. Nobody saw my chapter 1. Nobody saw the year where we sat there, couldn't print a copy of the magazine, or when I sat on my balcony crying my eyes out. Like, how is this going to happen? But you see me today and you're thinking, oh my God, I want to be her. Learn about her story. Yes, she can inspire you, or they can inspire you, but learn about how they've been able to do this stuff and see how you can do your stuff as well. Nothing in this life is easy, even though we want it to be easy. And the hard work, I say this all the time, the hard work is actually the mind work. Are you willing to do, the mind work to get yourself into gear? Are you willing to do the mind work of putting yourself out there, going to different places, interning, starting from the bottom, learning from the presenters, being their assistant,
and
so that you're able to
rule your mind.
You have to rule your mind. Are you able to do that? Because it's easy to look at them and want their life, but then again, the hard work that they did, sit them down and let them tell you their story. You will know that it's not rosy from the beginning. No story is rosy from the beginning. But you have to have that, I call it the Anogugri attitude. You have to have that attitude that, if this is what I want to do, I'm going to put myself in it full time. Everything into it. Making sure you're going out there and you're putting yourself out, and you're learning as well. Learning is key. And I always say this as well, that, it's not a one cap fits all. You have to try different things, and you have to learn different things as well to be able to make a headway.
It's so sad still talking about this mind thing. I feel like if you put your mind to something, you tell your mind, I'm this particular thing. And that's why you said, I saw in a book, you said rule your mind.
Yes.
Which is very, pivotal.
Yes. Oh, it's important. We create our reality ourselves. God is so unbelievably, I say God is awesome, most glorious. Giving us free will to do whatever you want. So you have a choice. You choose good or bad. You choose this or that, A or B. So we have that choice, and every single day we have a choice. And it's through our mindset, what we think, what we've been exposed to. So you were saying earlier about, women who think, for me to be able to get ahead, I have to have a sugar daddy, I have to have this, I have to have that. It's a mindset thing. If you think the only way to succeed is through this way, then that's the opportunity. That's what's going to be coming into your sphere every single time. Then you will be seeing, people, it's whatever it is you think. as you are within, that's what you bring out. And that's what you see in your reality. But if you have this mindset that, okay, these are my principles. These are my values. This is how I want to show up every day. Remember, I talked about scripting. You brought up my secret about scripting my life. This is who I want to show up as every single day. You are going to meet people in line that will fall in alignment with what you want. So I would say to young people out there, don't think that, people, especially ladies, are getting ahead because of XYZ. I don't even want to harm on that. I don't want to keep talking about that. Ladies are getting ahead because they have decided to get ahead, and they're doing the work that is needed. The mind work and the hard work. The hard work of going out there, putting themselves out there, doing the work, learning from people, making sure that they're improving themselves, self-improvement, investing in themselves as well. That is what you need to do, to be able to get to your next level. Exactly. And stop looking at what other people are doing, because we're not going in the same direction.
Exactly. We're definitely not going in the same direction.
Definitely
and just to add
not.
To what you said as well, I really believe that is the mindset.
Oh yeah.
Because coming from Ghana, I told myself that I had my principles, and I said, you see this Nigeria, I'll take over.
I'm conquering it.
Honestly, I'm taking over. I'm here. I'm Boston.
You're conquering it.
I feel like I really agree that your mind rules you.
Your mind
and
rules
if
you.
Your mind is always thinking about, then you come out and say, oh, why sugar daddy's always coming to me?
Because your mind is coming. Because your mind is
they'll keep coming to you. So you need to change your mindset.
Exactly. I always say this, that if you're always thinking a negative thing, why are you surprised that the negative is happening? You thought about it, you brought it, into reality. Let me give you a quick example. And this is what I said to my, my son when he was younger. There was a time he wanted to ask me for something, and he was like, oh, you're going to say no. I was like, oh, because you said I'm going to say no, of course I'm going to say no. You called it. You can't say someone is going to say no and expect a yes. You already believe it. Remember I said earlier about believing in yourself? You have to believe in whatever you bring to the table. And always, I say this, always think of the best case scenario. Always. Even if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to be, think of the best case scenario. If the no is today, you might get a yes tomorrow.
Beautiful. I can have her here the whole day. But anyway, it's time for us to play games. Do you like games? I love games.
I do like games. And I love to win, so help me God.
No, I pray you win, actually. So we're going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we have a lot of games to play with Tewa. Don't go anywhere. This is MTN Career Series. You're welcome back, and we're about to go into the Mogul Monikers. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So let me explain to you. So we have numbers from 1 to 72.
Right.
So you're going to pick a number, and then I'm going to give you a hint.
Right.
And let me know who the person is or whoever the company we're talking about.
1 to 72.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Chop knuckle.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Easy question.
Pick your first number.
8.
Number 8. Okay. He co-founded an electric car company that changed the automobile industry.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Hey. High five.
Yes.
Okay, pick another number.
I love 8, so I picked 8 first. Number 1.
Oh, number 1. Okay. He founded the most valuable company in Africa, known for its influence in the cement and sugar industry.
Don't go to me.
Don't leave me.
I know, right?
Okay, so one more number you have.
Okay, one more number. Okay, I was born in 1978. Oh, did you say 78 or 72?
72.
Oh, 72. Okay, okay, 70.
70.
So help me God.
Okay. This one, 70. Okay.
Ha.
You sure 70?
Okay,
Let
10.
me give another chance.
10.
Oh, okay. So the media mogul founded a digital video sharing platform that became synonymous with online video content.
Online video content.
Okay, let me take it again. This media mogul founded a digital video sharing platform, a very big digital sharing video platform.
YouTube. Yay! I got it.
What did you put in your stew this
morning? God, Jesus juice.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have Apple, we have Light, and we have phone. What is it? So the Apple
iPhone.
Okay, so who invented iPhone?
What's his name? Steve Jobs.
No, she's intelligent.
Steve Jobs. Yay!
She be intelligent.
Yay!
Okay, I'll get you. You cannot win everything.
Whew.
So we have the cards, we have the laptop, and we have cards.
Checkout.
No, not checkout. So we have the laptop, we have the cards.
Does it form a name?
Okay, so this is the cards, and this is the laptop,
and, this is the card.
So what are you doing when you do this?
Shopping.
And where?
Online shopping. Online shopping.
Please, what did you graduate with? Upper class, right?
I couldn't got a 2-1.
Okay. Oh, this one is going to be very okay. So we have the
paintbrush,
and then the board.
Paint drawing.
Yeah, well, artist paint. So
yeah, drawing. They draw. They paint.
Okay.
How much are we winning?
I'll give you Ghana Jollof. I will give you Ghana Jollof and shit.
Ghana Jollof and MTN credit for 2 years.
No, 2 years. You don't want to pay me.
No,
now.
2 years. Yay!
No, but we still have something else, and
okay.
we'll go on another break. And when we come back, we do that. You can tell we're so excited. She did so well, but let's see how she's going to do with our acronym. Relax. You don't know what's coming, so you just relax.
Okay.
So we're going to do the acronyms in 30 seconds.
Right.
And then we're doing from tech and business. So,
okay.
That's the angle
we're
coming from. So I'm going to be calling it fast.
Oh, Jesus.
Fast.
Okay.
So AI.
Artificial intelligence.
Okay. KPI.
Key performance
ROI.
Return on investment.
SEO.
SEO.
B2B.
SEO. Business to business.
B2C.
Business to consumer.
RCM.
Retail.
IPO.
I know IPO. Oh gosh.
I'm gonna give you a round of applause. You go, girl.
Oh my God.
No.
I know IPO. What's IPO?
But you did well. You did well for the games.
Yeah.
You did really well for the games. You did well for the games. It's been
Yay.
fantastic. Well, but before I let you go, I definitely want you just inspire.
Key performance indicator.
You remember after it. But anyway, before I let you go, I just want you to, motivate a lot of young girls that want to be like you, that want to get into the media, that want to be writers, whatever they want to be. Just some, quick small word,
Right. Okay. Quick small word. My quick small word will be convince yourself first. Whatever, and actually that's the title of my book, my latest book.
Yeah.
For you to be able to do anything you desire, you need to convince yourself first that you are worthy of it. You believe in yourself and you can have whatever it is you desire. Convince yourself first. Other people are just, they're just spectators, so to speak, acting in that life script that you have written. So convince yourself first. Every day when you wake up in the morning, say to yourself that today is the day you're going to make it happen, and go out there and make it happen. Because really and truly, you can do whatever you desire.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. That was
Thank
a really beautiful one. Thank you all for watching. It's been amazing. Do have a yellow day, and don't forget, we're back again with another exciting episode as we bring you various change makers. My name is Ria Abdul. Yellow!